Brilliant. So we are rack 3, 1-1. Judd to break?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Break.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're doing alternate breaks,
Correct.
aren't we?
Hopefully I can pop one this time.
Yeah. Pressure's on now, isn't it?
Oh,
Try again.
that could have gone
Bends
better.
in. Bends in. So let's sort of go back in time then, Judd. So, how did you get into cue sports? So was it snooker you started with, or was it pool, or?
It was a long time ago. I can't remember that clearly, but I'm pretty sure maybe for Christmas or something like something like that. We got a little table at home, and so I just started playing on that, I think, and then I think my dad used to work away, and if I remember rightly, someone gave him a pool table, and we had a little room, just an 8-ball pool table, and you could only sort of play over half the side of the table. So I started like that, and then entering pool competitions when I was about 5, I think, something like that. And then I think I won a couple of them.
5?
Yeah, I think 5.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then we started going to Keynsham Snooker Centre when I was 6, and I played in a couple of junior competitions. I think Ben remembers me from my first day or something like that.
So I was just practicing on one of the tables in the match with my own, and then a lot of the other junior players came running in. Ben, you've got to come out here and see this lad play. You've got to connect. The whole club was just buzzing.
Really?
Literally within minutes, yeah.
So what age was that then?
6.
16?
6.
6?
6, yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
6.
So, the whole
So
club,
you knew the buzz.
the whole club was buzzing.
Back then?
I've gone out and had a look, and I was sort of, wow, he's just potting balls off the lampshade. Queuing like right.
So could you actually reach the table all right?
I could reach the table, but my arm used to be out like this because I couldn't used to reach it properly.
Wow.
And then I think when I was 7 or 8, I used to play in the league and something. And one memory that always sticks with me, I beat some guy, and obviously I was tiny, and all his friends were taking the mick out of him, and he snapped his cue. And I think that was the last time he ever played. That's something that will always stick with me.
You've broken him.
Yeah, so I broke him completely, and something that he's probably never forgot about.
Wow. So was that, so you're playing snooker at 6 then? And
Yeah.
this is at Keynsham.
Yeah, in competition.
So how old were you then?
So I would have been probably 16, 17 then.
Okay.
So I used to play up there quite a bit. And so I wasn't in the actual event, I was just practicing on my own. And
So did you guys ever play then, or not?
Ben probably remembers. Yeah, I think we played quite a few.
times.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think I had the edge until he could reach the table properly.
And then that was it.
Absolutely battered. Yeah.
Amazing. I can't believe you started at 6. But you look at elite sportsmen, and they all say they all started at a really young age,
Yeah.
didn't they? So that must be what's...
It's something that gets mentioned a lot nowadays about someone being like a natural talent and stuff like that. But I mean, how natural can you be if you play from the age of 6 to where I am today? Is it natural talent, or is it?
Well, that's what's interesting,
work?
though, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
at 6, you had a choice of many different things.
Yeah.
You know, riding your bike, watching cartoons, but you obviously felt you enjoyed it because you
Yeah.
must have just been playing a lot, mustn't you?
Yeah,
So
I
you must
think-
have had the buzz and the bug.
Yeah, it's something I think obviously my dad would have recognised.
Yeah.
Rather than myself or people around, and he probably knew that I had a bit of talent.
Yeah. So was he into snooker and pool at the time?
My dad
or?
absolutely loves snooker.
Right.
And he still sort of plays every weekend with his friend nowadays, and any single tournament that's on, he'll watch it from start to finish,
Right.
every single game. So he's a big snooker fanatic. So it's kind of just brought up with that ingrained in me, I think.
Yeah. So it wasn't that he beat you into playing?
No, he
didn't
beat
provided
me into
the
submission.
opportunity.
Yeah, he's just a massive snooker fan, but
Yeah.
obviously you've got to have that. He was willing to sort of sacrifice all his free time to take me around the country
Yeah.
and working Monday to Friday, and then taking me to competitions around the country Saturday and Sunday. So to get to a top level, there's always more to it than meets the eye. There's always someone, mum and dad or whoever it is, that are sacrificing their life
Yeah.
to try and
Yeah.
give me that chance of making it to the top. You're tight with it. Snooker
It is,
pockets, aren't you?
tougher pockets. So when you were in your early teens then, sort of at school, did you think I could be a pro at snooker, or did you...
To be honest, I think maybe around the age of 11 or 12 was I think secondary school. The very start was when everyone was kind of getting to the point of sort of doing your lessons, kind of choosing what you want to do, or have in your head what you want to do when you leave school, and it was kind of at that point that I knew
that's a tough one. That is.
That I knew I wanted to be a snooker player, so
really?
all of my time was kind of focused on that, and kind of lost a bit of concentration at school and didn't do too well. It's illegal. Right, let's try and.
This is the opportunity.
Let's try and get a combination going.
Yeah.
Then.
Let's concentrate on this. Let's keep out of your way.
Oh.
Yeah. There we go.
Proper pool player now.
Superb. Knows the rules and everything. Good. Right. Let's rack up again. So yeah. So how did you get on? Being so good at snooker, but having to concentrate on school stuff. Did you school stuff slow? How did you get on with your exams?
Yeah, no good really.
No, okay.
No
Not
good at
surprised.
all. No. It's just that the older I got, being sort of 14, 15, getting to that age, it was just.
Mate.
But by that point, I kind of knew that I was always going to be able to turn professional, and nothing else really mattered to me. It was kind of all eggs in one basket. I would be a snooker player.
All in.
Well, that's it. So yeah, it's obviously a lot of hard work, but something that I managed to make work.
Yeah. So, did you sort of finish school 16, and then it was just all snooker, or?
Yeah. As soon as I left school, because my birthday was in August, I was still 15 when I left, and I think the snooker season started in September. So I just turned 16, turned professional at that age, and first few years were difficult. The standard was a lot higher than I kind of expected, and it was quite kind of difficult to get through the rounds, make it onto the big TV stages. But sort of when I managed it once, when I won the China Open, that was when it sort of kicked in, and I had the belief that I could kind of win these big events and keep up with the real top players.
So were you getting coached back then? How did you improve?
At a really young age, owners of the club, Derek and Mark, used to coach me, and just sort of like the basics and how to stand, how to hold the cue, keep an eye on me at a young age. Because when I first started playing, my backhand was sort of all over the place, and as I got taller, just kind of straighten that out and make sure I'm on the sort of straight and narrow, make sure I'm doing everything right. And then I'd imagine from like the late age of 11 or 12, it was kind of just all kind of self-taught, and if I'm doing something wrong at that age, and just kind of, where I'm going wrong. And since turning professional, I've not really had anyone.
That's amazing. Big shelf, tight pockets. So what about other snooker players then? Do they have? Is there a lot of coaching going on for other snooker players, or are there other people like you? Or
I think there's a few like me. But there's also now a few that are sort of delving into different sides of the game, working on sort of sports psychology and stuff like that. It's something that a few of the top players are kind of always tinkering with their cue actions or what they're thinking and stuff. But I think my main sort of strength is my mindset and the belief in myself that is sort of never wavered, and that's why I've been able to sort of be consistent since I won that event 10 years ago to now. I've always been in sort of the top 4, top 8 in the world. Oh.
And let him concentrate.
What do I do now? Do I pop the ball, or do I go for the combo and be greedy? That's the question.
Well, this is the dilemma.
Here we go then. We'll try and play a bit of safety as well, but... Oh, too thin. Oh.
No.
Nah. Can't
There's no foul. It was worth the go, wasn't it? It was worth the go. What are you going to do, Ben? Are you going to try and knock him in as well? Well played. No. Well, this is the thing, isn't it? Do you find when you're playing American pool to playing snooker, that you look the same amount of balls ahead in terms of sort of planning what side you want to get on balls, or is it completely different? I'd like Ben.
No, in this is a lot more difficult because you've always got to finish on one certain ball.
Yeah.
Whereas snooker, you're playing for a choice of like 3 or 4 balls at a
Yeah.
time. So in the future, it may be something that can sort of help when I have to be precise on one exact ball rather than playing for 3 or 4, for example. It's something that's hard to get used to in something that have sort of caught me out over the first couple of days of trying to practice.
Yeah. Yes, it's interesting. When you're watching a game of Scotch doubles, is the two players talking to each other and pointing where they want the ball to go. And you can see them sort of mapping the pattern out as they start the rack. And it's just a matter of trying to follow that kind of pattern, isn't it?
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot in pool. Before they break off, and they spend like 10, 15 seconds trying to think next shot. Whereas I'm normally pop the ball and go more like one at a time kind of thing. Whereas they stand back and give themselves a bit of time, which is probably something that I need to do after that positional shot.
That's only because I was talking to you. So you mentioned playing pool then. So did you ever sort of play pool at like a sort of league level or anything like that?
No,
or did you just literally just...
It was as soon as I got involved with snooker, that was the pool out of the window. So all my time was just spent playing snooker. And it's something I think is so hard to do both. That's why you rarely see any snooker players at the top level with the pool players. I think Steve Davis was probably the best to sort of combine them both to a good level. But I just think the way the calendar is in snooker and pool, that's also hard. There's so many sort of downsides to trying to combine them both that it's going to be very rare for a player to ever get to sort of number 1 at snooker and number 1 at pool as well.
Yeah. I'm going to shut up. I played. Super.